Hey, you with the one and only boxing guru. For this episode of Under the Microscope, we're gonna focus in on the lightweight championship fight that's being scheduled to be made this year. Devin the Dream Haney versus Javier Fortuna. Javier Bumblebee Fortuna. This is going to be an interesting fight because Devin is fighting a real live foe in Javier Fortuna. This is going to be a very intriguing matchup because you got two contrasting styles. You have Javier Fortuna, a slick Dominican fighter, a two-division fighter. He's deadly with both hands, has a good IQ, against Devin Haney, a good young boxer with a good IQ. So it's going to be an intriguing chess match, in my opinion. In this fight, the smarter man is going to win this fight. If you ever watch Javier Fortuna, you know, a lot of people don't think he's smart in that square circle, but I do believe that he's very intelligent. He's a bad man when it comes to that square circle. But this fight, Javier has to be very disciplined and focused if he want to be the first three-division Dominican champion against Devin Haney. Because Devin can box. Devin is fundamentally sound. Devin has good foot movement, good boxing IQ. So Fortuna definitely has to be at his best. He has to stay focused the whole fight. He cannot have flaws like he did with Jason Soto when he was winning the fight, focusing on the outside, the audience, and, you know, get technical knockout in the 12th or the 11th round. Fortuna can't be playing like he be doing in some of the fights like he did against E-Bunny, Robert Easter. You know, Fortuna definitely has to take this fight seriously because this is the last straw for Javier Fortuna. And this is an important straw for him because, like I said, he could be the first three-division Dominican champion. So he definitely has to take Devin Haney serious because, like I said, this style matchup is going to be intriguing. Fortuna has the skills to keep up with Devin, but what's going to separate is you can't play boxing. You have to believe this sport. You got to think this sport. You got to live this sport. And you have to respect this sport because this sport will show at any moment what can happen. And it will show in this fight who is the smarter fighter, Javier Fortuna or Devin the Dream Haney. In my opinion, I like both of them, but I have to lean to Devin Haney because he's going to be more focused and disciplined. It showed throughout his young career, even though he's 22 years old, that Devin the Dream Haney is real when it comes to boxing. He's definitely going to use his gifts that he learned at the Mayweather gym, all the countless hours of putting in. Plus, Devin is 5'9". Javier Fortuna is 5'6". Even though Fortuna never had problems with taller fighters, he did pretty good with Easter. But Easter don't have the movement as Devin Haney. So Devin movement is going to make him just as tall as E-Bunny, but elusive. So that's going to give Javier Fortuna problems, especially if Javier comes in not focused and ready for the task to go 12 long, hard rounds, because this is what this fight got to be for him if he want to win, Javier Fortuna. But with Devin's skills and his attributes that he naturally has, he's going to stay behind his jab. He's going to use foot movement to offset the southpaw in Fortuna. So, and that's going to play a part. And sometimes Fortuna get to swinging and lunging his shots. So that's going to play a major part where Devin can pick some of his shots off and counter Fortuna. Make him take more chances to land punches against Devin. So I'm seeing Devin gonna have a counter fest against Fortuna. But like I said, with this fight is very important at this climax of both of their careers. For Devin, who's coming up, he's fighting a real live foe in Fortuna. And Fortuna being older, winning all these big fights, so it's very critical for both. Devin showed me he has the ability to be the unified champ. I noticed this a long time ago, before Devin was even a professional fighter. I have to tell y'all this story. I just get off of work here in my hometown, Toledo, Ohio. Devin is here for the, I don't know if it was the Golden Gloves. It was one of the amateur bouts. Nate brought him here. Nate was Mayweather's mid guy or big bad guy or whatever. Nate did a lot of things for Mayweather. He brought Devin Haney here. I didn't know who Devin was. Devin was a kid. I was in the corner there for the fights, yelling in the ring. Kenny Porter was here, Sean Porter's dad. He had brought some fighters here from Cleveland. So I was yelling in the corner for Toledo fighters. And Kenny was representing Cleveland and Akron area. So the Toledo fighter beat the Cleveland fighter. Devin was a kid. He came up. I didn't know who he was. He came up. He said, "Sir, excuse me. Can you train me?" I looked at the kid. It was like the Mean Joe Green commercial when he gave the kid his jersey off that Pepsi Cola. I looked at the kid and said, "Man, I just got off of work." I didn't say man, but whatever I said, it was to this effect. "I just got off of work. I'm just here, just enjoying the fights." Plus, I knew at that moment I had to go to work. I had to miss out. So to make a long story short, I didn't grant the kid his dream of me training him. I guess then I should have knew game recognized game. I live by that motto. I believe in that motto. And I knew when that kid saw that what he saw in me that I knew, I should have represented the kid, trained him. About a month later, it was about a month later, I went out to Vegas for the Floyd Mayweather fight. We had some prelim fights like on a Thursday night. I see the kid, he's sitting front row center. So I tapped another guy on the shoulder. I said, "Man, who is that kid right there?" He said, "Man, that's Devin Haney." He said he's the #1 kid ranked in the nation. I said, "Holy but surely." I couldn't believe it. I said, "Wow, ain't that something?" The #1 ranked kid wants the boxing guru to train him. And like I said, game recognized game. Once he saw me coaching the kids to beat Kenny Porter and them fighters, he saw something in me. And at that moment, I didn't see what's in him. But now, as all that come to pass, I know Devin Haney is definitely a star in the making. He's definitely that. So this fight against Javier Fortuna is definitely going to be his come-out party, because Javier Fortuna is no joke. He's definitely ain't no joke. Much love to Javier Fortuna too. So this is a tricky fight. And this fight is going to be the smarter person who's going to win. And based on their styles, Devin is definitely the smarter one of the two, because Javier sometimes get caught up in emotions. I'm hoping Javier, like I said, focus on this fight like this is his last one and bring out the best Javier Fortuna, because the fans deserve this type of fight between two great fighters, Javier Fortuna and Devin Haney. May the best man win. These are the words of the boxing guru for this episode of Under the Microscope.